talk to you guys about it all the time, all right? And to be a great team and be a great organization and a great university, you have to overcome stuff. And that's exactly what we did. We had some highs and lows, a little bit of things, and then we put the nail in the coffin, didn't we, right there? And get ready to rock and roll.
Missouri Western wins in wild comeback fashion, 42-28 on Saturday down at Emporia State. The Griffins are 5-3 with just 3 games left on the season. I am Brandon Zenner. He is Matt Williamson. You're watching Griffin Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KMPN. Coach, was that fun or what?
Well, it actually was. I had a good friend of mine that said, how do you spell fun? And it's W-I-N. And literally that's what it was. It was great to go down there as a team and just to represent the university and just play really well, you know, in all facets. And there was highs and lows like we just saw in the little, you know, I talked about at the end of the game. But it was just great to see our kids fight back, continue to believe in one another and each other, and come out with the W at the end.
And prior to that, your only road wins were at Northeastern State and Missouri Southern. This just has to feel, getting this win on the road, like a whole new level of confidence, and you guys entered this week tied for third in the conference now.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Just to go and play a team, you know, Emporia is a very talented football team. Offensively, they were electric, and I felt really good after walking off that field. Like, man, our defense played really good, and even though we didn't take the ball away like we had in a little bit in the past, but we stayed in front. We tackled well. We communicated well. They got us going a little bit. You know, made us feel a little uncomfortable the first couple series, but outside of that, I felt we held up really strong. And what great happened was that we were able to stop them, and with the wind and the special teams that we had and punting into the wind, we started on the plus 50. I think 4 or 5 times.
Great field position all day.
And that changes games well too. And I told our kids, you know, obviously we believe in special teams here at Missouri Western, and that helped us to step in another way too.
Definitely. Now, a lot happened in this game. Let's dive into the highlights from Saturday down in Emporia, Kansas. 2 teams sitting at 500. How big did this one feel going into it?
Oh, it was big. You know, obviously, you know, we're both, you know, same record, walking into that situation and playing on the road. And knowing as this team and being around these kids, we hadn't had a lot of success on the road, and we just made things happen and started off slow, you know, like right there.
Brandon Andrews missing the tackle there on the outside. Want that one back?
Yeah, we just didn't get lined up or communicate. They did so many different things really quick to weird formations in the boundary, and really quick that it made it tough on our defense.
And then Donnell Hawkins on the catch and run gets you into Emporia territory. He is dangerous with his hands.
He is dangerous with his feet too.
Yeah.
So. No, he catches the ball really well out of the backfield, which you hope as a running back, and then also, you know, him being electric, he's very good at running screens, and some of our other guys as well too. I was a little nervous right there. I thought we actually fumbled on that play.
Yeah, that one was close, but bad camera work there by me. We tied the game at 7. Then Marcus Brown, he had a big day. He gets the TFL there. He was all over the place. We go to the second quarter, tied at 7. On to that second, begins with a 3rd down. Carlos Thompson was a lot more involved Saturday. He makes a nice catch there, moves the sticks, and then it's the little fella, Shamar Griffith. So much running room there, 14-7. Your offensive line paving the way all day.
They did. I mean, we did a lot of motions with the receivers, and they were adjusting, and it kind of got their eyes distracted. And, man, there was just seams that we could just run through all day long. It was really good to see. Our offensive staff did a great job in preparation for him.
Then how about this celebration after James Bailey? He got another a touchdown, and then Marcus Brown getting the sack there. Seconds before the half, Marshall on the completion. Receivers going out of bounds, late hit on Jabbar. You just can't have that, Coach, right?
No, it was a bad hit. I'll be honest with you, you watch it from a couple different views. I don't think he knew where. Sometimes Jabbar goes so fast he doesn't know where he's at sometimes.
Yeah.
He is lightning in a bottle. So obviously we got on him, and he'll be penalized for that. But you know, you never want to discourage a kid from being physical. But he just lost his vision, didn't know where he was at, and made a poor decision.
And so they go on to make a touchdown, 20-14 at the half. Just what's the halftime feeling there with them pulling and within the score?
Well, I screwed up on the special teams. So, you know, they had a punt that wasn't supposed to be fake. Our contained guy came underneath. The punter read it, and we gave up a 4th and 15. Then all of a sudden we got a personal foul. Next thing you know, they score. I felt awful going into halftime, even though we were up. They had a little bit of momentum going. It was just a bad situation. Came out hot right there in the 3rd quarter, hits on a big pass.
Exactly. Their punter, that's also their punter, Tyler Harris, and he had their two of their first 3 touchdowns on the day. And then later in the corner, Marshall He's going to get it done with his legs. That makes it 21 unanswered by the Hornets. Just what you're feeling after they went on such a run there?
Well, you just kind of see it as I made a bad decision on special teams. I was pulling the casino slot too many times and went to the well too many times. They took advantage of it, and then bam, 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 it gave them some breath, fresh air. They started getting confidence. We started not playing and executing, and finally we had to take a stand. You could cut it. There was a lot of tensity on our tenseness on our sideline, and you could cut it with a knife. And we ended up, as a staff, getting together, just lifting people up, saying, "Hey, let's finish this thing," and we did.
So now we go to the fourth. Hold on to your hats. Good field position after a PI by Luke Vang. James Bailey capitalizes, absolutely punishes the Hornets. He is a bruiser. My favorite part, you see Isaiah Colbert. He came and look at this. That is athleticism.
I hadn't seen that yet. You can do the splits.
I don't.
You got to get that on film. It's
Okay.
unbelievable. He'll drop in a split second to hit him. We laugh at him all the time.
Oh, my gosh.
He's a pretty good dancer, too.
Then
So.
Donnell Hawkins converting it with the 2-point catch. That means we have tie game all up, knotted up at 28. You force a 3 and out, force another stop. Then with the ball, Shamar Griffith makes a few guys miss. That gets you inside the 15, and then why fix what ain't broken? James Bailey ties the game under 4 to play. That actually gave you the lead, and then what? Who do I send my bills to for that one?
I don't know. You can send Josh Looney.
Okay, Josh, you will be getting my medical expenses after Dom Marino ran me over. He did apologize later on the sideline. And then Emporia State, they got the ball back with a chance to drive, but your defense not having any of it. Viante Copeland, Marcus Brown, everyone in on the sack. Emporia does not go for it. They punt the ball away, give you the ball back, and then with the chance to ice it, Donnell Hawkins. He nearly takes the ref with him for a gain of over 50. And then he would go on to run in a couple plays later. Coach, quite the comeback there.
Oh, it was good. Fourth quarter, we just turned it on. We were a whole nother team. It was good. We finally literally puffed our chests up and said, "Hey, this isn't happening. We're not going to give this game away," which we'd done in a couple other times. And the kids felt it. We felt it. We just moved on, and we took our program and our university to another level. And it was great to see the kids step up. And it only builds confidence amongst us as a team. And it was good to see. Good to see this. And obviously, it's a great on the road win.
Now let's take a look at the stats. Where do we start? 22 points in the fourth quarter, 6 touchdowns and 6 red zone trips. That's phenomenal. 10 of 16 on third down, allowing less than 4 yards of carry. Just what stood out to you about how you guys played?
100% that third, 3 of 16 won the football game. Obviously, we were very efficient on offense and did a lot of great things. But that offense is very high potent, and it can score at any time. And it had a lot of. I was nervous, to be honest with you, and being able to do that to them because they've been complete and they've been moving the ball down the field, and it was just great to see our defense hold them, get the ball back to our offense, and our offense just took over from there.
And that offensive rhythm, scoring not just field goals, getting touchdowns on every trip to the red zone, the third down conversions. What can you take away from that into these last 3 games? Is that stuff that you can physically apply going down the road?
Oh, 100%. It's more of like a pat on the back. I talk about it all the time. It's like, hey, you're doing the right thing. Don't get a big head. You're doing the right thing. Let's continue to grow. We changed how we practice with our red zone and some of our offensively and some of our third down stuff, and our coaches have did a few other things and some priority. We changed it up, and our kids are really, they're seeing it, they're seeing the importance of it, and it's becoming more. The more you talk about something, the more it starts to happen. So, and we communicate with it, worked on it, and it's been really, really good. Hopefully, we can continue that success.
And then your defense thrives on takeaways. You don't need the takeaways in this one to see the success. All the tackles for loss, got 3 sacks, I think, on Braxton Marshall, one of the more experienced quarterbacks in this league. Just seeing the way your defense played without taking the ball away, how encouraging is that?
Well, that was a 4-year starter at quarterback, and he did not feel comfortable all game. You can watch it. You can watch all the clips. He did not feel comfortable. And what Coach Richter and Coach Sal and all those coaches did on the defensive side, they made him feel uncomfortable. He's bouncing around. He can't look down the field. He's got to scramble just like that right there, and he's getting ready to get hit. And you watch all the other games, he just stands back there and boom, boom, and just delivers. He's making good throws. He made bad throws. We just made him feel uncomfortable, and since we did that, that's why we had so much success.
And then let's look at 2 of the standouts from this game. James Bailey and Donnell Hawkins James Bailey, the first time a Griffon has rushed for 4 touchdowns since Travis Partridge all the way back in 2013. And like I said, he was a quarterback. Then Donnell Hawkins, also a nice day. He had a 44-yard run, capped it off with a touchdown. Shamar, 71 on the ground. James, what was so special about him, especially down in that red zone on Saturday?
Well, if you ever walk by him, you kind of go, holy cow, that guy's a running back. I mean, he looks like a middle linebacker, you know, and he's got good vision. He runs downhill, keeps his pads low, and, you know, he protects the ball. And you see him, you better tackle him at his ankles.
I'm not tackling him.
He's going to run you over. So I think those guys are kind of learning that, you know, and he's becoming more and more confident as he runs with the ball as well, too, you know, and all of our guys are. It's really fun to see those guys go to work.
Yeah, he's really came along these last 4 weeks. And again, Swiggy with the heel click, but I mean, he's come along. He's really these last 4 weeks now leads you guys with 7 touchdowns on the year, and then just Donnell. Well, what do you like about how he's been able to add to this game? He's really he had a couple fumbles early in the season. It's really come along. He's got good hands out of the backfield and then really good vision as a runner.
He does. You know, it's a good thing. You know, obviously he's got great vision. He makes some good electric cuts. He can score. You know, he can score at any time. He's got good speed, got good burst. The great thing about him is that he's, you know, you can use him in the passing game quite a bit on screens, and just, you know, when we're motioning guys out of the backfield or swing routes or different things like that. He's multiple. I mean, so it's hard not to put him in the football game because he can do so many things. And with those 3 guys working together, and that's what the great thing about our team right now is all 3 of them, they just want to win. It's not like, hey, you got 20 carries and I only got 17. That's not even a factor. And that's when you know you have a good, solid team and a good locker room.
And reminder that Donnell Hawkins is a freshman, James Bailey's a freshman, Shamar Griffith's a sophomore. I think you guys are okay at running back a little bit.
Yeah, we'll be pretty good. We got another one coming up too, so hold on.
Okay, still ahead. Now 8 games into the season, just 3 remain. We'll dive into the takeaways from the season so far, what's ahead, and how the Griffons can reach their 2018 goals, plus break down Saturday's matchup with Pitt State at the Spratt. You're watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Thousands of people contact InventHelp monthly about their invention or new product. Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Call InventHelp now. Best of all, the call and information are free. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential, explaining every step of the invention process. We create professional materials and submit them to companies who are looking for new ideas in your category. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We offer 3D modeling and animation, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to present client ideas to additional companies. Join people just like you who made the call to InventHelp. You have nothing to lose. The call and the information are free. Call now.
Call 1-800-964-0553. That's 1-800-964-0553.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Failure is unacceptable.
This W means a lot because, I mean, it's been 3 years since we won 5 games, and we broke that barrier today, and there's something special going on. So it's definitely something special going on in Griffon football.
It was a great road win for us. We haven't had a really tough road win yet. And then just getting over that 4th win, going to number 5 for us, it was big for us as well, too. So there's more to come, and we're really excited about our future.
Welcome back into Griffon Sports Spotlight. Brandon Zinner, Matt Williamson. The Griffons 5-3 after a 42-28 at Emporia State. Coach, now we're 8 weeks into the books. 3-1 at home, 2-2 on the road. You guys are 4-1 in your last 5. You got wins over Emporia, Washburn, Fort Hays. Just how do you evaluate this season as we get ready to hit the final quarter pole?
I feel pretty good. You still kind of I try not to look back, try not to look forward. You're so focused on that next opponent that you're facing and everything. I look for, and the number one thing, everybody's like, how many wins are you? How would you feel for a successful season? And my whole deal is the program changing? Is our kids doing what we're supposed to ask them to do? And are we seeing progress through the whole program? And I can definitely say absolutely yes. And if that continues, the W column will always go up and continue to go up, because we're going to continue to recruit our tails off and bring great players in here, and things are just going to keep growing and growing and growing. We're not where we want to be. We're getting really close.
Yeah, I know this program is changing. You guys are changing the culture, changing the personnel, putting you guys to implementing your guys' system and everything. So when you guys do that in the preseason, how do you guys talk about the goals that you have laid out for 2018? How do you guys kind of establish tangible goals?
Well, I think we have our internal goals that we talk about, just basic fundamental stuff that we have. I've never been hey, we want to win a conference championship, hey, we want to. Everybody wants to do that, but the only way you can do that is win the very first game, and then continue to win after that. So as long as we're on track and doing the things that we want to do in the effort and the passion that a kid walks into the meeting room and he can't wait to tell me, Coach, what I have to do to beat Pitt State, or what I have to do to beat the next opponent, and just the hungry part of it. And when you see that, then you got it going on, and we're seeing that. All of our kids are just starting to take everything in. It's been great.
How different is it this year than last year?
Oh, it's not even a question. Last year, and we've got a lot of new kids on our team, and we brought in like about 55 new kids, and we've kind of spun some things around and everything. And I think last year's team was more individualistic. They're more worried about my carries, my tackles, my thing, instead of like, let's win this and win together and be a team. And it's to be honest with you, it's just fun to be around them. You want to walk back in the locker room and you can it's just totally different. I mean, just the vibe is totally different. So good to see. I know we're doing the right things. We're bringing the right kids in, high quality people that want to get their degree, but also want to win a lot of football games and that are very competitive. And then we're just going to continue to do that.
Now 3 more games. You guys have 14 seniors. I was looking at the roster yesterday who play significantly. Lots of young guys playing for you across the board. We talked about all the running backs. You got a guy like Kobe Cummings, played DJ Sturgis, getting some minutes. I mean, all over the board, a lot of young guys. How big can ending this season on a strong note, these last 3 games, be for this team and this young nucleus going forward in the offseason and into 2019?
Well, you always want to end on a positive note. You don't know if you will, or not. But the biggest thing is to continue our growth. Like we just talked about a few minutes ago, is if we continue to see that, what I want to see is when our season is complete and over, is kids walking in, Coach, what are we going to do lifting wise? When are we going to start lifting? When are we going to do this? Can we and start working on, getting ready for spring ball? I want to see that. When you can see that, and the ownership that's built within your program, and the kids just like, give me more. That's what I want to see, and that's what will take us to even a more higher status for a following season.
Now, just what's it mean? I know we hate talking about the past, but what's it mean to get past that 4-win benchmark, get this team to 5 wins? You guys still have 3 games left, and just to get over that hurdle, that was surely in the back of the guys' minds.
It was, because you look at a lot of the seniors on this team, haven't had a winning season. They've always 4's the most they've gotten, I think. So at that point, it was really good, I think, for them. I think it was good for all the other people to stop bringing it. Now it's not going to be brought up as much. I think that's what's kind of happened a little bit in the past. You get a bunch of negative things popped into your head, and all of a sudden you become that. And we're trying to put other things and change the mindset and the culture and all this stuff inside of our team now. And it's glowing now. It's on fire, and we've got to continue to feed that fire and make sure that it's there every single day.
And then just as this program continues to go, where do you want this program to be? What kind of goals do you want this team to be able to set in the future?
Well, I think, obviously we want to win. I want to try to win every single football. No one likes losing, so we're going to try to win. Our goal is to win every football game. I think this year is definitely seeing that we're competitive every single week, that we have a chance, and we put ourselves in a chance to win every single week is a great feeling. But it's not enough. Everybody wants more, and if we want to win more games every single year. Everybody does. And it's just you can say they want that, to will it, all that stuff, but it all comes down to your preparation and how hard you want to work and how hungry you are. And if we can continue to drive, fill that, fuel that, then all of the stuff that we want to have happen is going to happen.
Now, before we can get there, we must play Week 9. It'll be a huge battle on tap at the Sprout. Western looks for revenge of the Gorillas of Pittsburgh State. We dive into that matchup of two of the best in the conference through 8 weeks. You're watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.
$40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
The region already on edge with new violence erupting today. Images we rarely see. A look inside the secretive world of North Korea.
This storm has touched virtually every corner of this state.
Look on your face said it all.
Yep. It's 10 years of my life gone.
How do you feel about the way CGI is used currently now?
It's as big as your imagination can be.
No signs of that.
Extremely difficult.
Intensity and the energy and the spirit of this Griffon football team, and it's going to continue to grow and become more and more powerful.
Hey, this is just the start, man. We got 3 games left. Brotherhood, everything. Let's go, family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, step together.
Let's go, yeah.
Oh, Husky never seems to disappoint. Week 9 of the MIAA season, Griffons play 2 of their last 3 at home, this one against Pitt State. They're just 1 game back at first. They were 8th in the country before losses back Northwest Hayes. They just beat UCM. They played that gauntlet that you guys had earlier in the year. Just what comes to mind when you think of Pittsburgh State football?
You know, I've got the utmost respect for Pittsburgh State. They're a high-quality football team, great university, but they always they play, man. You just watch them. They just have a natural, just a natural tradition behind them. Those kids go out there and they just play behind their tradition. They play really, really hard, and they're not going to give up. And you got to play every single snap against these guys.
Yeah, they're one. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I still think they're the winningest program in Division II football history. I know at least they were pretty recently. They've had a couple down years, but still one of the absolutely top programs in the country. Now, coming off last week's when you guys come back to the Sprat, it would be a huge step for this program to be able to follow up a win like that with being in this game at the end, having a chance to win against a program like this, would it not be?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime you beat Pittsburgh State, man, you've done something significant right there. They just, like I said, they got a great tradition. They've always been really good and talented. They bring a lot of great players there, and they're going to play really hard. But yeah, obviously we get to play back at Sprat again, which is good for our players and our community and our university. But we're going to bring our A game, and we're going to have to puff up our chests a little bit and make sure that we're ready to go to take these guys on, because they're physical up front. They want to run the ball. They got a big quarterback, very athletic quarterback that falls for 4 or 5 yards when he falls forward. We got to out physical. It's going to come down to who's going to be the most physical team.
Now, you guys are both in the top 3 in the MIAA in rushing offense and defense. Western with the better pass offense. They're 3rd in pass defense. Western, you guys have allowed the fewest sacks. They have the most sacks. Top 2 special teams unit. I mean, this just has the makings for a fun and great game. Very competitive game on Saturday.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, you know, I don't look at the stats a whole bunch, but you just I popped on a few of them, and we match. I mean, all the stuff that we're good at, they're good. They're good at the other side. So it's gonna come down to the wire, I'm sure, and it's gonna be basically an execution. Us having to try to take the ball away a little bit more. Us controlling the clock, run the ball, but that's what it'll probably be a pretty fast game as much as both teams run the ball and everything, and clocks will be running. But I know they're going to bring it, man. They're talented and just good, and they believe in themselves, and we've got to step up to the plate and take a big swing and hopefully hit it out of the park.
They love to run the ball. How do they run the ball?
Well, they run the ball, obviously a little bit quarterback run game in there, and they do a little bit of not true triple option, but they'll do some option run where the quarterback will run it. They have some pitch options as well too with a few motions, and try to move the ball around to different players, very similar to what we do. I think we don't get in a lot of the same formations. There are a few here and there and stuff, but I think kind of our philosophy on the offensive side, both sides of the ball, offense for them and offense for us is very, very similar. You want to try to line up, try to take the soul out of somebody by moving them down the field and continue to run the ball and say you can't stop this, and hopefully we can continue with our success at that.
What's the one key to being in this game at the end?
I think, not executing and making sure that we win the turnover battle 100%. If we can win the turnover battle, we will change the game. You're only going to get so many possessions. Both teams, both offenses are going to get so many possessions. So when we have that possession, we've got to make sure we take advantage of it. And if we can steal a possession here or there or change the field on special teams, we need to get that done, and that will prevail us to win.
Yeah, and you mentioned special teams. Luke was phenomenal. He has been all season. I know there was one time he got Emporia State this past week down inside the 5. Every yard is going to be crucial in this game.
Oh, yeah. You watched the Emporia game, a special team, like I said, we were on the plus side of the 50 offensively quite a few times, and then we had them backed up quite a bit as well, too. We were able to move the ball, but if we did punt, we put them in a bad situation. You got to go 95 yards a lot harder than 70, so it's just the percentage of it. So we're ready. We're up for the challenge. I know our guys will be ready to go, and they got the day off today, and it'll be fun to see what they're ready for tomorrow.
Coach, best of luck on Saturday. 1 p.m. kickoff between Missouri Western and Pittsburgh State. Make sure to join us next week as we recap Saturday's game. Look forward to the final road trip of the year to lovely Kearney, Nebraska. Plus, next week marks the start of basketball season. We will have Juice Man Sundance Wicks in studio to get ready for the season opener. You've been watching Griffon Sports Spotlight on Fox 26 KNPN.